Roman soldiers can be put to death if they fall asleep at their post, so the priests promise. If this their lie about having been asleep gets to the governor's ears, we will explain the matter to him and you will not need to worry. Matthew 28:14. The soldiers take the bribe and do what the priests say. Thus the false story of Jesus' body being stolen spreads widely among the Jews. Mary Magdalene is still grieving at the tomb. Stooping forward to look into it, she sees two angels in white. One sits at the head of where Jesus' body had been lying, and the other at the foot. "Woman, why are you weeping?" they ask. Mary answers, "They have taken my Lord away, and I do not know where they have laid him." Turning around, Mary sees someone else. He repeats the angel's question and adds, "Whom are you looking for?" Thinking that he is the gardener, she says, "Sir, if you have carried him off, tell me where you have laid him, and I will take him away." John 20:13-15. Actually, Mary is speaking to the resurrected Jesus, but at the moment she does not recognize him. However, when he says, "Mary," she knows that it is Jesus, recognizing him by the familiar way he speaks to her. Rabboni, meaning, teacher. Mary exclaims joyfully. Yet, afraid that he is about to ascend to heaven, she grabs hold of him. Hence, Jesus urges her, "Stop clinging to me, for I have not yet ascended to the Father. But go to my brothers and say to them, I am ascending to my Father and your Father and to my God and your God." John 20:16-17. Mary runs to the place where the apostles and other disciples are gathered. She tells them, "I have seen the Lord," adding her account to what they have heard from the other women. John 20:18. Yet, the reports seem like nonsense to them. Luke 24:11. Jesus is resurrected. Experiences at Jesus' tomb. He appears to various women after Mary Magdalene finds the tomb empty. What experiences do she and the other women have? How do Peter and John react at finding the tomb empty? Whom do the other women encounter on their way to the disciples, and what happens when Mary Magdalene is again at the tomb? How do the disciples respond to the reports they get? 134-305. On Sunday, Nisan 16, the disciples are in low spirits. They do not grasp the meaning of the empty tomb. Matthew 28:9-10. Luke 24:11. Later in the day, Cleopas and another disciple leave Jerusalem for Emmaus, which is about 7 miles away. As they walk, they discuss what has occurred. Then a stranger joins them. He asks, "What are these matters that you are debating between yourselves as you walk along?" Cleopas replies, "Are you a stranger dwelling alone in Jerusalem and do not know the things that have occurred there during these days?" The stranger asks, "What things?" Luke 24:17-19. The things concerning Jesus the Nazarene, they say. We were hoping that this man was the one who was going to deliver Israel. Luke 24:19-21. Cleopas and his companion go on to relate things that happened that very day. They say that some women who went to the tomb where Jesus was buried found it empty, and that these women were eyewitnesses to a supernatural event. The appearance of angels who said that Jesus is alive. They report that others also went to the tomb and found it just as the women had said. Luke 24:24. The two disciples are clearly bewildered as to the meaning of what has occurred. The stranger responds with authority to correct their wrong thinking, which is affecting their hearts. O senseless ones and slow of heart, to believe all the things the prophets have spoken. Was it not necessary for the Christ to suffer these things and to enter into his glory? Luke 24:25-26. He goes on to interpret for them many scriptural passages pertaining to the Christ. Finally the three arrive near Emmaus. The two disciples want to hear more, so they urge the stranger, "Stay with us, because it is almost evening and the day is nearly over." He agrees to stay, and they have a meal. As the stranger says a prayer, breaks bread, and hands it to them, they recognize him, but then he disappears. Luke 24.